Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined by the head coach of Hofstra men's basketball, Joe Mihalich. Coach, 3 games in, how are things?
Well, things are good. Things are interesting. Things are good. Things are bad. Things are interesting. Things are everything. So, but it's exciting times. You know, we had some good moments against the third best team in the country, and we had some bad moments against them. So we want to build on those good things that happened and eliminate some of the bad things that happened.
Last Friday you lose to Monmouth. Sunday you beat Fairleigh Dickinson. Then you mentioned the loss to Louisville on Tuesday. Start with Monmouth. Had a halftime lead. What changed in that second half?
What changed in the second half? I feel like our Achilles heel 3 games into the season is that we don't really take care of the basketball like we're going to have to. We talk about valuing the basketball, how important the basketball is, and I feel like we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot when we turn the ball over. So we got to do that, and then our transition defense hasn't been good enough, and then we always have to worry about rebounding the basketball. So three pretty big things.
And then Sunday you hold on to that lead against Fairleigh Dickinson. Was it nice, especially after Friday, to get that lead and hold on to it for the last 35 minutes, basically?
Well, as I've said a couple times already, failure was not an option for Sunday. We just had to get it done. And the circumstances were not easy. We had 1 day, 36 hours to prepare for that game. So it was challenging, and I'm really proud of our guys for the way they focused and prepared for that game Sunday.
Then Louisville, you're down 21 in the first half. You cut it to 15. You cut it to 5 before the Cardinals go on a big run. What did you learn about your team in Tuesday's loss?
Well, again, I learned that if this makes any sense, we're better than I thought we were going to be, and we're not as good as we want to be. So we can. Those things I talked about earlier, I feel like they're correctable. Taking care of the basketball and, the transition defense, I feel like they're correctable. So we have to do that. We have to correct those things. And if we do, I think we can be a much better team than we are now.
What is, looking at the tape against a team like Louisville, defending national champs, what does that do?
Gosh, it does so much for you because you're reminded how good they are. And then you get a look at how good they are and how well we did against them in certain stretches. So it was encouraging. It was exciting. I told the guys after the game, I can't wait to get back to practice.
They had 20,000 fans. There was the ceremony before the game for Rick Pitino. Do you like how your team handled the atmosphere?
And they brought back 2 players that hadn't played the first game who made a big difference. So there were a lot of things wrapping on, and again, that was the experience that we want, that you need. If you want to be a good team, you have to go to Louisville and let them have a Hall of Fame ceremony for Rick Pitino. Bring back 2 more players. Bring back one of them who was the MVP of the Final Four. That's what you need to do because this non-conference schedule, the idea is to sharpen your teeth for conference play and be as good as you can in conference.
Jamal Robinson wins CAA Rookie of the Week. Chris Jenkins comes off the bench for all 3 games. A spark. What did you like from the freshman?
Well, the two of them seem to have a little bit of that swag that you got to have. If you want to be a good player, you got to have it. It's hard to define. It's hard to. I don't know if you looked it up in the dictionary if there'd be a definition for swag, but they seem to have it, and it's a characteristic that you need to have if you're going to be a good player.
Your graduate student Zeke Upshaw leads you in scoring. The first game, Deion Nesmith against Louisville. Is this what you expect from the graduate players?
Well, it's what you hope for, and what we need. And I was particularly happy for Deion because I was pretty hard on him after Friday night's game. And as I say to the guys all the time, worry when the coach isn't hard on you because it means he doesn't care enough about you. So, I was probably pretty hard on Deion, and he is such a high character guy. He's an incredible person, and the way he responded, not just Sunday, but also to have he had the best game of his career at Louisville, as we've already said a number of times, one of the best teams in the country. So I'm really happy for him.
He played 36 minutes against Monmouth. He played all 40 against Louisville. Adam Savion spelled him at times against Fairleigh Dickinson. How important is it to get someone like Savion in there to give Deion the rest?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's important. You want to. It's hard to gauge. How Deion's going to do, especially not having only coached him for 3 games, right? We need to keep him on the floor. He's our best point guard right now. And so we need to keep him on the floor. And at the same time, we're always wondering, does he need a rest? Does he need to? So, the TV timeouts help. Every 4 minutes you get to come over and sit down for 90 seconds. So, we need to keep him in there as much as possible.
Now, in terms of Deion leads you in scoring 1 game, Zeke the first game, Jamal another game. Is this kind of going to be the theme of the season? Not one superstar, just everyone a different night?
I hope so. I hope hope Musa or Steve Wacody or, somebody else does it too. So, it's good to know that you have a lot of different guys that can contribute, that can produce if they have to produce.
In terms of down low, 19 offensive rebounds each of the first 2 games. You only give up 13 to Louisville. Are you seeing improvements on the defensive glass?
I hope so, and I hope so there too. It's such a crucial thing for us. We don't have much room for error. So like I always say, the best shot in basketball is the second shot. So if you're on defense, the worst shot in basketball is to give up a second shot. So, we have to limit the other team's opportunities to score. And if you give them a second shot, an offensive rebound, there's another chance to score. If you turn the basketball over, it's one less chance for you to score and another chance for them to score. I'm not trying to be a wise guy here, but when you break it down, that's kind of what it is. So, we have to limit those mistakes.
Yeah, 3 games in 5 days, including flight to and from Louisville. Is it good to have a week off now in terms of playing?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's and particularly since our guys have played, like you said, you mentioned Dion. Dion getting a lot of minutes. It's good for him. He actually hurt his knee a little bit Friday night too. I mean, he's fine, but he actually, it banged up his knee a little bit, just a little sore. So, the week will really help him.
Next week you go to Richmond. What do you know about the Spiders?
Very, very good team. One of the best teams in the Atlantic 10. So it's another great, great challenge. They might not be the number 3 team in the country, but they're a very, very good team. So another opportunity for us to play a very, very good team, see what we can do against them and get better.
What do you have to do next Tuesday to get the victory?
Probably all the things we've talked about. Really take care of the ball, rebound better. Now, scoring against them is a real challenge. Their niche is kind of a matchup zone, a switching man-to-man. They're very good at it. They're a very well-coached team, and trying to find a way to score will be a challenge.
All right, Head Coach Joe Mihalich, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hofstra takes on Richmond next Tuesday. Check out GoHofstra.com for all the game information. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WB Mason Coaches Report with Joe Mihalich.